Hello, hi everyone. Good evening. How you all doing? I hope you all had a wonderful day. Happy Sunday to you all. Please let me know if you can hear me. Kindly type in the comment section if you can hear me. Can you all hear me? Please, I would like to know if you can all hear me. Oh, great. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm sorry for the little delay we had. We're about 8 minutes behind schedule, but Nigerian network wahala. You think you have everything sorted out, everything is prepared. It is just 2 3 minutes to the time that you start having issues. It is well. Okay, so please kindly tell others that we've started. All right. Tell others we've started. If you're in the WhatsApp groups, kindly inform others that we've started. And then for you to be here means you like or love snail farming. And if you're like me, a lot of persons around me also love the things I love, right? Meaning you have friends or family members that would love things like this. So kindly go ahead and inform them that something great is happening at Mectes Snail Farm on YouTube so that they can all join in and benefit from this. All right. Okay, you say the WhatsApp group is locked. Okay, my admins will do that. All right, you can go ahead and invite your own personal friends, loved ones, family members while we begin. Please like the live so that others will even see it without you posting it to them. The more your likes or conversations, Facebook will transmit this to more persons that like this kind of content. All right, without wasting into today's training. All right, please, if at any point in time you're no longer hearing me, don't forget, don't hesitate to type it in the comment section. All right, the moment you stop hearing me, comment it in the comment section that you are no longer hearing me so that we'll do something about it. All right, okay, so please let us begin. Just a minute. Okay. All right, please. Can everyone still hear me, see me, and also see the slide I'm posting? Please. You can hear me, you can see me by the side, and you can also see what I'm posting. Oh, great. Beautiful. Great. Thank you so much. I just pray the network will be favorable to us like this till the end of today's training. All right. So, welcome to today's training. And today we're going to be talking about soilless snail farming. All right. It's a beginner friendly webinar. Okay. And we're going to be here for about an hour or so talking about the introduction to soilless snail farming. Some of you have heard about snail farming, all right, but not most of you have heard about soilless snail farming because when you hear the word snail farming, the first thing that comes to your mind is the soil. For those who already have an idea of, excuse me, for those who already have an idea of the snail farming method, the first thing that comes to your mind is the soil. But in today's method, we're going to be talking about how you can do snail farming without the use of the soil. Why, you might ask? And that is because the soil has a lot of issues, a lot of problems that comes with this soil. So we are doing away with the soil in this method of farming. All right. So in today's training, we're going to be talking about the easiest ways that you can grow a profitable snail farming without the soil. And it comes without stress and without big investment. Yes, you need investment, but not that big. In today's economy, you know everything requires big money. But in this soilless snail farming method, you don't need that kind of big money for you to start. Now, in the next few minutes, like I said, 60 minutes to 90 minutes, we're going to be talking about how to start and grow a successful snail farming business without the use of the soil, which is a soilless method. That is, even if you have never farmed snails before. All right. We're also going to be talking about the wealth that you can harness from soilless snail farming. We're going to be talking about the A to Z of soilless snail farming. That is things like the different species that we have in snail farming, who is eligible for snail farming, who is snail farming for, or who is a snail farmer. All right. We're also going to be talking about the different housing systems that are in snail farming. You don't just pick snails and then drop them for them to start laying eggs. No, there is a process of constructing their housing systems for them to be cozy so they can do well for you. So you're going to be seeing the different housing systems, the benefits of the snail meat and the snail slime. For those of you who have not heard about snail slime, we're going to be talking about snail slime a little as well. You're going to be learning about the value of the snail meat both internationally and locally. All right, both the local market and international market. What are the benefits of the snail meat and the snail slime? We're going to be talking about all 25. Yes, how you can start a snail farm on a budget of 25. We're also going to be talking a little about other ways that you can make money from snail business and not necessarily farming them. Okay, so if you're ready to go in, please type ready. Wow, I'm already seeing readies. This is great. I believe I'm going to love this class. I love me a class that is proactive, a class that is focused, a class that doesn't allow things to distract them. It helps the trainer or the facilitator to do well in his or her job as well. And I love you all for that. Thank you. Please go ahead. Somebody said the screen isn't clear. Is that true? It might be your network though. It might actually be your network. My screen is perfectly clear. It might be your network. Right? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, we are all ready. I see that. This is beautiful. Thank you so much. Let us go ahead. Now, quickly, I'm going to ask you a few questions, and please, I would like you to indicate where you fall under. Okay. You might be somebody looking for extra income, or you just want to escape the 9 to 5 hustle. That's one of the reasons why you want to come into snow farming, or you're already into farming but you're struggling, or you are ready for financial freedom. Please, which one do you belong to? My baby. You're looking for extra income, or you just want to escape the 9 to 5. That's number one. You're looking for extra income. Number two, you want to escape the 9 to 5. And number three, you're already farming but you're struggling. Number four, you are just ready for financial freedom. Please let me know which one best suits your criteria right now. Which one? Okay, I'm saying number one, number four. Okay. Somebody say I'm ready for financial. That's number four. Okay, that's beautiful. My baby. That's beautiful. Yeah, thank you all so much for participating. Extra income. That's number one. Right. Somebody say all of the above. Wow. All of the above. Okay. You're looking for extra income. You're already into 9 to 5 and you want to escape that 9 to 5. And number three, you're already farming but struggling. Number four, you are in for financial freedom. Oh, that's beautiful. Three for financial independence. Okay, thank you all so much. So let us continue. Somebody might be asking, who is this woman and why should I listen to her? to me. Number one, I have over 7 years as a small snail farmer and as a large snail farmer. Just here to um, run around or beat around the bush. I'm here to talk to you with evidence, with experience, with proof. All right. And secondly, I currently sell between 3,500 to 4,500 pieces of snails every month. And that's just putting it mildly. You want to hear from somebody who is already succeeding in the business. I am that person. Okay. And then number three reason why you should listen to me, I also currently help my mentees sell off their mature snails, both locally, and I also connect them to export programs that can enable them to sell their snails abroad and earn in dollars. All right. This is something you would like to listen to. Now, the people I help in selling their snails are those who get into my program I call the MFF program. And the only way you can get involved in that MFF program is if I have properly trained you. All right. So, those are some of the reasons why you should listen to me. Now, moving on, let me properly introduce myself. My name is Mary Magdalene Igbanebo Fina Makorazia. I like to laugh anytime I mention my names because they are very long, and some people will be like, what's happening? What kind of plenty name is this? Well, I'm an Ijaw woman, and basically that's how long our names are. I'm from Bayelsa State, but I currently reside in River State. I am the founder of Mectes Agro, Mectes Snow Farm, which is where we got our snow farm name from, Mectes Snow Farm. I'm a wife to a very, 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 very lovely husband, and I'm a mother to three lovely daughters, one of which was crying just now because she's just few months old, right? Okay. I own a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, a TikTok account, and an Instagram account that are all dedicated to my snail farm produce, and they are all called Mectes Snail Farm. So do well to follow us on all social media platforms so you get to learn more about snail farming even after tonight. All right. I deal majorly, those who know me know very well that I deal majorly on sales of snails, both in bags and pieces. All right. I sell formulated feeds, calcium, snail egg booster, ant and insect repellent. I'm also into the setting up of snail farms, ranging from the arch boxes, the concrete pens, and then the free range system, which is the one we call the greenhouse. I do that all across the country, both for my students and all those who contact me for the job. All right. I have also trained well over 1,700 students in snail farming just in 2024 alone. And that's because I'm very, very passionate about teaching snail farming. To be very frank, I wasn't feeling fine today. But the moment it gets to time for me to teach snail farming, strength will just come from nowhere because I'm very, very passionate about this topic. I love teaching people snail farming because actually it's the only thing I do right now. All right. My main source of income. And it can be yours too. Although you can still do it as a side also. All right. I love teaching snail farming. I love coaching people on snail farming. I love eating snails. I love selling snails. I love everything about snail farming. All. And in a few minutes, you will also love it as well because it's a very beautiful venture for anyone that would love to go into a hassle-free business. All right. We'll skip that. This is just a picture of a few of my students that sent me videos of their setups or pictures of their setups rather. All right. Okay. Now, currently, you might be the type that is looking for, you're very busy right now and you're looking for a profitable side also that you would like to start. All right. Or you're someone that is interested in farming business, but you can't deal with the stress that comes with snail farming or with farming in general. Maybe because you think farming is stressful, but I'm here to debunk that fact or debunk that belief rather. Or you are a snail farmer looking for a better and more profitable way to care for your snails. Those that are already into snail farming will tell you dealing with the soil is not easy. So somebody will tell you, the soil is too dry. You wet it too much, the soil is too wet. And all of this too dry, too wet, too this, too that is leading to death of snails. So that's the basic truth. Your snails will just be dying and you will not know where the issue is coming from. And the soil is too dry. Oh, okay, the soil is too wet. Oh, the soil is this, the soil is that. That is one of the many issues that comes with the soil. All right. And now if you are here, all right, and you want to go into this farming, or you're already into it and you can relate with any of these that I just talked about, please type yes. Okay, type yes. And before we proceed, I would like you to know that the way me and you are gonna be relating is through the chat box. That's the comment section. I'm talking through my voice, you're seeing through my face, and through the screen that I'm sharing. You are talking back through your fingers. Okay, so please don't hesitate to always relate or respond with your fingers by typing yes, 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 and yes, yes. Thank you very much for always following up. Yes, it means majority of you can relate, and I love that. Okay. So while you're typing, oh, somebody says I'm having network issues. Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. Sorry. Somebody said the Lord is your strength. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Amen. Amen. Amen to that prayer. Thank you. Thank you very much. Somebody should get me water, please. Amen. Thank you so very much. All right. So now to the basics of today's training, which is snail farming. All right. Now, what is snail farming? Snail farming is professionally called culture. All right. Now, another thing I would like you to note in today's training is don't bother too much about the plenty grammar that will be going on here. All right. It's not grammar that will fetch us the money that we're looking for. No. But it's always good that you know the terms and terminologies of the new business you're about going into, which is why I am still calling these names. Okay. But then you can just simply call it snail farming. But if you want to call the professional name of snail farming, it is called culture. All right. It is the process of rearing and breeding of snails for commercial purpose. That's the basic explanation of snail farming, which is this culture. And if you want to go deep into the explanation of culture, it is the process of cultivation or management of snails in a controlled environment, all right, such as snail farms or snailries, also known as snail pens. Now, a snail house can be called a snail farm, a snailry, or a snail pen. So the next time you hear somebody saying snail pen or my snail pen, it is not this pen that we're using to write. It's actually a snail house. It's called a pen. All right, you're learning a lot of things now. Okay, now this culture is to the aim of producing snails for various purposes, which includes for food, for cosmetics, and for the pharmaceuticals. All right, you're either farming snails for you to sell the flesh of it, or you're farming snails for you to get the slime so that you sell to pharmaceutical cosmetic companies or pharmaceutical companies, or you're farming snails for you to get the shell of it. In fact, everything about snail is money. Okay, the snail meat, you sell it for money. The snail slime, you sell it for money. The snail blood, which is that blue or greenish blood, you sell it for money. And then the snail shell, you grind it back to calcium and give it to the snails again. That also is a lot of money. Okay, so snail in its entirety is money. Some people come into snail farming and they will just say, okay, let me focus on the snail meat alone. I will just be selling the snail meat. Some will oven dry and export. Some will say, okay, I want to deal only on the slime. All right. Some will say, no, I want to deal only on the shell. Anyone you choose will fetch you thousands and thousands of naira or dollars if you're selling on the international market. All right. So that is basically the explanation or the definition of snail farming, which is called culture professionally. And then you that is listening to me that want to go into snail farming, all right, you are the one that is called a snail farmer. The moment you get involved in this culture, which is the breeding or rearing of snails for commercial purpose in a controlled environment called snail farms or snail pens or snailry, you are the one that is called a snail farmer. Before now, people used to think the people that are called snail farmers are those who go into the bush to look for snails and sell. No, they are not called snail farmers. They are just your regular farmers that decide to pick snails for sale. Okay, you that is going into culture, you are the one that is called a snail farmer. All right. Uh, I believe you all can still hear me. Please, if at any point in time you cannot hear me, don't hesitate to let me know. Okay, moving on. All right, we have two main types of snail farming. Now, this being a soilless snail, the culture is the one that does not involve. All right. Now we have the intensive system and the semi-intensive system. Like I said, don't bother yourself too much about the big grammar. The intensive system simply means you can do it indoors. You can do it in your room, you can do it in your veranda, you can do it in your toilet, you can do it in your kitchen, anywhere indoors. All right. That's just the basic explanation or definition of the intensive system. It's a process of rearing or breeding of snails for commercial purposes on a budget, and now with as low as 50K, 100K, 150 down to 500,000. And this process actually involves the use of basins, drums, buckets, and tires. All right. Now, these are some of the housing system. I told you I'm going to be telling you about housing systems that you can use for snail farming, right? These are some of the housing systems that you can use, especially if you're going into the intensive system of farming. All right. Now, this does not mean you will just go to the market, buy a basin, put your snails, and then you start farming. No, there is a whole process on how to properly form this bucket or properly prepare this bucket or basin or drum or bucket for you to start, or tire rather, for you to start farming with them. All right. Now the next method is like the direct opposite of this intensive system, which is a semi-intensive system, and this one is the one that you do outdoors and is the one that you do on a big scale or medium scale rather. But one thing you should know is even those who are starting the intensive system, before long you will grow to semi-intensive, because your snails will keep growing, your snails will keep laying, so meaning growth is inevitable in snail farming. You cannot stop your snails from growing, meaning they will always be laying for you. All right. So the semi-intensive system involves the uses of housing systems like the arch boxes, the concrete pens, which is what is used for large scale farming. Okay, in the soil system where we use greenhouses, in the soilless system, the concrete pens are what we use mostly for a large scale farmer. All right, now this is the process of rearing and breeding of snails for commercial purposes on a big scale with the different housing systems that I just mentioned. All right, basically the arch box and the concrete pens. Okay, have you learned a lot today? I hope you're learning a lot. At least at this point, you already know the different houses that are used for snail farming. You already know what a snail farm is called, or snail farming as a whole is called professionally. For those who are writing proposals to people that would want to support their businesses, you know what to call your snail farm now. So you would appear very professional as a professional that you are. Okay, so I hope you're learning good. All right. Now, there are some facts I would like you to know about snail farming before you even begin. And that is one, snail farming is a very, 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 very profitable business. That's because snails are very high in demand, both here in Nigeria and in other countries like France, Italy, the USA, Spain, Portugal, to name but a few. All right. Another fact you need to know about snail farming is that you can export snails to other countries without necessarily registering for the uh, the necessary registrations that people who go into export do. All right. You don't even need a NAFDAC registration number for you to export snails. It's as sweet as that. Those who are already into exportation, they know the necessary certifications that they need for them to legitimately be exporting snails. Sorry, exporting their goods and items out of this country. But for snails, you don't need any of those registrations at all. You don't need. All right. Another fact I need you to know is that snails can actually you can actually start a snail farm with a very minimal investment. Okay. Let's take our current economy for example. All those who are living in Nigeria, we all know what we're facing in the economy. You want to start a business. Let's take for instance a provision store. To hire a store alone, you need nothing less than 500,000 naira. That's depending on your location. okay, depending on your location. Some will even tell you 1 million, 1.5, and you pay for 2 years in very special areas. All right. And you're looking at renting a store, prepping the store for your goods, right? You get a fridge and, of course, a generator because of the poor. The epileptic power supply we have, you need a generator standby. All right. Then you talk about the capital that you need to go to the market with. We're talking about millions now. But snail farming is relatively cheap when it comes to investment aspect, right? Even amongst livestock, little wonder a lot of people are dumping other livestock and running into snail farming. I know a lot of poultry farmers and fish farmers that are leaving those ones and running into snail farming because they say relatively the feeding is quite high. Let me give you a sneak peek. A calcium, a bag, let's say 50 kg of calcium that can carry your snails, depending on the number of snails you start with, though. Let's take 100 kg of calcium now. 100 kg of calcium is around 300,000 naira. And if you're starting small and you're starting with, let's say, 200 snails, that 100 kg will carry you for up to a year and even more. Yes, it's as cheap as that. But if you have tried poultry farming before, 100 kg of feed will not take you even up to 2 months. I'm talking about 2 months. Some people say their beds finish it, their 200 beds finish it in 2 weeks or even 3 weeks. Those who are into poultry will tell you better. All right. Another fact you need to know about snail farming is that you can do snail farming as a part-time job, as a part-time business. That is how I started. When I started snow farming, I was working actively as a human resource manager in a company while I was also working as a snail farmer by the side. It was even inside my room. Yes, my snail pen was inside my room. So if you don't come into my room, even if you're living in the same compound, you will even know that I was doing it snail farming, right? And now, snail farming makes it a lot easier for you to do it even when you're into other businesses because you feed snails just once in a day and it's in the evening from 6 p.m. downwards. Okay, you can feed your snails by 5, by 6, 7, or 8 p.m. So I can close from work by 4 p.m., get back to the house, and then feed my snails by 6 p.m. and go to bed. It's as simple as that, all right, when it comes to the management aspect. Okay, so you can do snail farming as a part-time job. Somebody said not educative. I'm learning, man. Of course, of course. All right, so let's talk about the different species of snails that we have, especially in Africa, since I'm talking to an African audience, right? We are all here in Africa. Now, if you have heard about African or giant African land snails, please say hi. If you have heard about giant African land snails, please say hi. Have you heard about the word giant African land snail? If you have heard about it, please say hi. Okay. Giant African land snail. Yeah. Now, there are some untrue beliefs or myths about this giant African land snail. Some people actually think giant African land snail is one snail specifically. No, we have a variety of species of snails that make up this giant African land snail. And this that you're seeing on the screen is one of them. Okay, and we call it the Achatina marginata. You can call it the Actina marginata or Achatina marginata, but simply you call it AM. I told you I'm going to give you the simplest names that you can use, right? Some people call it Achatina marginata, some call it Achatina marginata, both are correct. Some call it just the AM. Okay, it is fondly called AM. You can also call it AM, but it's always good for you to also know the name that is being called before the name that is fondly called, all right? The AKA. Okay, so this is your Achatina marginata, all right, and it lays around 40 to 80 eggs per breeding season, and it lays between 3 to 4 times in a year, all right, meaning one of these snails can give you between 40 to 80 eggs. It has this space value because there is no specific amount that it will give to you, but the minimum is 40 and the highest is 80, all right. And this particular snail is found mostly in Nigeria. Although this particular AM has two main subspecies in Nigeria, we have the Achatina marginata ovum, which is the AMO, and the Achatina marginata suturalis, which is the AMS. The AMS is mostly found in the west and in the east, and then the AMO is mostly found in the AMS is found mostly in the south and the east, and then the AMO is mostly found in the west and in the north. And the AMO actually grows a little bigger than the AMS, right? So even people in the south farm it, people in the west farm it, people in the north farm it, and people in the east farm it. All right, but where they are predominantly farmed are in the west and the north. Okay, that's for the AMO, and it's whitish in nature. Their differences are not much, especially on looks. Okay, if you're going by the looks, the differences are not much. And then the AMS is pinkish in nature and is the one that is found mostly in the south and the east. All right, so that's for the AM, or you call it the Achatina marginata or the Achatina marginata, depending on which one you want to pronounce. Okay, so this is one of the giant African land snails and it grows big. Okay, but like I said, they have two subspecies in Nigeria, the AMO and the AMS, and the AMO grows a little bigger than the AMS. And even the AMO has two subspecies, one grows a bit bigger than the other. Some persons might not tell you. Okay, one grows a little bigger than the other. Okay, now the next on our list is the Helix espessa. We're not going to talk about all the snails in the African giant snail category because there are over 30. We're just going to be talking about four of them. All right, and this is the second one. This one is the Helix espessa. This one is also called a garden snail. Those of us in Bayelsa, we call this one ogbolo. I don't know what you call it in your language. What do you call this one in your language with what you're seeing on the screen? It's very tiny. Oh. You find it mostly when it rains and then it likes to hang around leaves. Yeah, you just call it ogbolo, especially Kolokuma that I'm from. They call it ogbolo. We don't necessarily farm it for commercial purpose because big. It doesn't grow big at all. So market a good market value. So people don't really farm it that much, but it lays between 350 eggs to 400 eggs per breeding season. One of it, one of these Helix espessa can give you up to 400 eggs per breeding season. And same thing, it lays around 3 to 4 times in. All right. Now the next on our list is the Achatina marginata. The Achatina or the Achatina, depending on what you want to call. All right. It is fondly called AA or the Ghana tiger snail. Now that's because one, it is mostly found in Ghana, and two, it has a tiger-like skin. Look at it very well. You will see that the skin is like a tiger skin. All right. And this one lays between 600 to 800 eggs per breeding season. But for some reason, it doesn't survive too well in Nigeria. Okay, so it's Ghana, they farm it more. Although we still farm it here in Nigeria. Okay, I farm it as well. But it's not that rampant here in Nigeria, but mostly farmed in Ghana. Lays between 600 to 800 eggs per breeding season, and this also grows very big, although it grows at a slower pace, especially on attaining some certain stages. Like let's take for instance the AM. It attains point of lay stage, which means it is mature enough to start laying eggs at that stage. It attains that stage around 6 months and above, but this one takes up to a year or even 1 year, 2 months. Okay, minimum is 8 months before this one attains point of lay stage. All right, so there are little differences, but this is also one of Africa's giant land snails. Okay, and then the last on our list for today's webinar is the Achatina, or fondly called AF. Now this snail, this snail is rugged. This snail is, in fact, rugged is the best word I can use for this snail. This snail can withstand any storm. But another disadvantage of this snail is that it also does not grow too big. But it grows a little bigger than the Helix espessa, but not as big as the AM or the AF. So it also does not command too much market value. So people don't farm it that much. But if you are going into snail farming for the slime of it, this is your guy. Okay, Folica is the one that produce slime for you like crazy, unlike any other species. All right. And this follicle lays between 800 to 1,200 eggs per breeding season. Now, follicle is rugged to the extent that follicle hardly dies. Okay, no matter the harsh condition, it hardly dies. It's very rugged. And the same thing, it lays around 3 to 4 times in a breeding season. So, those are the four different species that were talked about in today's lecture. So, before we go ahead, please, I would like you to mention the four different species of snail that we've talked about today, starting from the first, second, third, and then this one, which is the fourth one. Let me remove the screen so that people will not uh, do what's it called? People will not do ojo. Okay, so I'm waiting for your reply. Waiting for your replies. Number one, we talked about. Um, I'm waiting. Okay, AM, AA, AF. You're missing one. A breeding season. Somebody is asking a question. Please, there will be time for questions. Okay, so just hold on. Okay, okay. AF, AA. Mm-hmm. You're paying attention. Why is everybody skipping one of it? AM, AMO is still under AM. Okay, AA, AF. What about the other one? The other one, Helix Espesa. Exactly. Why are you people skipping that one? That my fine brother. You guys are skipping it. All right. Now, before we even proceed, I would like to let you know that there are no female or male snails. I've had these questions a lot. Somebody will say, how do I identify a female snail? How do I identify a male snail? There are no female or male snails. Snails are hermaphrodites, okay, meaning one particular snail has both the male and female reproductive organs. Although they still need each other to mate and reproduce, but each of them are each snail is a male and a female, simply put. Okay? Right. Now, what if I told you that you can make up to 500,000 naira monthly from your backyard from Soilless snail farming with a mortality rate of down to 10%? Those of you who have not gone into snail farming, you might be seeing this word mortality rate at 10% as a strange thing, because snail farming mortality can get even up to 50% if you don't know what you're doing. All right. And then another thing, no matter how good you are in snail farming, you must have a level of mortality. It's just a natural phenomenon with snails. Somebody who tells you that I am so good in snail farming, so my snails do not die at all, the person is lying. The person is a liar. If you like, be in snail farming up to 20 years, some of your snails will still die. So please, if this idea of making up to 500K per month from your backyard through Soilless snail farming sounds good to you, especially if it's sounding too good to you, let me prove you. Let me prove it to you that it's not too good to be true. All right. Now, this kind of money and even more from your is that there is a massive demand for snails both locally and internationally. All right. Now, the international industry of snail is worth over $12 billion. Okay. $12 billion, and it has a consumption rate of about 450,000 tons every year. Now, that one is the international market. Let's come to Nigeria. Nigeria alone has an annual demand for snails that is pegged around 7.5 million kg of snails. I'm not talking about 7.5 million pieces, so no, 7.5 million kgs. And a kg can be made up of 15 snails, 20 snails, depending on the size, even up to 40 snails, depending on the size of snails. So imagine 7.5 million kg of snails are required by Nigerians alone every year. Are you seeing the opportunity? Which means this gold mine is ready and ripe for anyone that want to get into it. Little wonder snails are very expensive because you can't even see them if you want to buy them. You can't see them. So if you're seeing the opportunity that I'm already seeing, kindly type opportunity in the comment section. Opportunity for this kind of business. Have you ever asked yourself, why are snails so expensive? First of all, it's because it's very rare to find, especially the big snails. You hardly see them. Few that have it are selling it very expensively. Come into snail farming and make good money. And if for any reason the local market gets saturated, you have the international market to export. You see? So there is a lot of demand for snails. All right. So let's talk a little about the ways that you can earn from snail farming. I told you I'm going to talk about the different ways that you can earn money from snail farming. Yes, opportunity. Somebody says, paper. Opportunity. Very funny. Oh my god. Okay. One of the ways that you can earn money from snail farming is to sell your snails at point of lay stage. Now, like I said, point of lay means your snails are sexually mature to start producing for you, but they are not physiologically mature, meaning they are not physically big, okay, in size, but they are sexually big enough to start laying for you. So if you see a point of lay snail, it might not be looking big, but it is ripe to start laying for you. You can also sell at table sizes. All right. In fact, with this, let me just mention the different stages of snails that you have. I didn't include it in this slide, but let me just mention it since now. All right. So we start from the egg stage, right? Snails lay eggs. Somebody has asked me one time, do the snails uh cover their eggs, like, when a chicken lay eggs and then it sits on the eggs until the egg hatch? No, snails do not have that kind of mother child bond. No, the moment they lay the eggs, they move away. Okay, so that's for that question. All right, so we start from the egg stage. From the egg stage, when the eggs hatch, they are called hatchlings. From those hatchling stage, they grow to juveniles. From that juvenile stage, they grow to growers. From grower stage, they grow to point of lay. From point of lay, they grow to table size. From table size, they grow to jumbo size. And from jumbo, they grow to extra jumbo. All right, you see that you call it extra jumbo or extra large. Okay, so before we go on, please mention the stages of snails that I just mentioned for me to know that you're following. All right, please type it while I continue. So you can actually sell your snails at point of lay stage, table. Please mention them the sequentially, the way I started from the egg stage. Okay, let me give you expo from egg stage to extra jumbo. So fill in the ones that are in between. All right. So you can sell at point of lay stage, especially to farmers. You as a snail farmer that is about to start, you are going to buy point of lays to start your farm. You don't just buy any snail anywhere. Okay, you don't just go to the market and buy. You will not go to the farm and pick snails for you to start because their age, and they are not used to domesticated farming, right? They are used to the wild. So the best bet is to get snails from snail farmers, okay? And you already know what a snail farmer is. A snail farmer is one who is involved in culture, not just somebody who goes to pick snails to sell. No, somebody who is into the rearing and breeding of snails in controlled environment. All right, those are the people you buy your snails from. Okay, somebody say point of lay, table size, jumbo, extra jumbo. Seen some? Somebody say I have experience of trying to get snails to get because you don't have the connections or you don't have the contacts of people, right? Now you have met me, so it will no longer be hard. Okay, egg hatch stage. It's really hatchlings, but you tried, you did well. This is from Toyin. Okay, Toyin say egg. On a smart too. I didn't learn this kind of things in one day. You guys are smart. Tony and all others who mentioned it this way, well done. You're doing well. Okay, so you can also sell to retailers. There are some persons who just buy from farmers, okay, like us, and sell to final consumers, okay, or they just refine it, like the shell, the wash, the oven dry, and then sell either to companies or final consumers. You can also supply to factories, food processing companies, eateries, restaurants, hotels, okay, both locally and internationally. All right, you can sell the snail slime as well to cosmetic companies. I have this snail slime serum that I use. I think the last time I had a training, I also showed it. those skincare buddies that are into skincare routines and all of that, there's always a snail slime serum that a lot of persons use. In fact, 99.9% of people who are into skincare always use this snail serum. It is so good, it suits your skin. Okay, that very expensive, very small couple. I think around the last time I bought mine was around 25 to 28,000. I can't really get the exact figure, but very expensive. And that is how expensive the snail slime is as well. Snail slime, the last time I sold snail slime was uh 1 liter of snail slime was 120,000 naira for 1 liter. And get that 1 liter from around 100 to 200 snails. And you don't even have to kill your snails for you to extract the slime. Okay, you can extract slime from a particular set of snails today, and then the next by next month, same time, you can bring them out, extract again. The next month, bring them out, extract again, and nothing will happen to your snails. You don't have to kill the snails for you to extract slime from them. All right, you can also have agents that would get market for you, especially in the international community. You get agents that would source out deals for you on a commission basis, of course. Okay, they have their own commission whenever you make a sale. So these are different ways you can sell your snails. Okay, when you come into snail farming. So I don't want to hear anybody say, how do I sell my snails? No, you have plenty ways to sell your snails. And then for those that I'm training, those who are into my MFF program, I sell their snails for them, especially at point of lay stage. Okay. All right. So another major way snail farming is the exportation. I talked a little about it while we were talking. Okay, but exportation is one of the major ways that you can earn from snail farming. Now, the demand, I've already talked to you about the general demand for snails, both locally and internationally, especially in African restaurants or shops abroad, right? Snails are very, very popular ingredients in the beauty industry, which is one of the things I mentioned now, just now, that serum, snail serum that we use. You can export to Spain, US, Italy, and other major countries. But is a but, and that but is every country have their specification as to how they want their snail and the species of snails that they want in their country. There are some species that are banned in some countries that are considered as pests in those countries. So for you to export to such countries, you must find out the do's and don'ts of that particular country when it comes to snails before you export. Most times, especially if you're sending to individuals, most times the individual you're sending to might not even know. So it's your duty to find out. All right. Now, when I say there is a lot of opportunity in snail farming, especially when it comes to export, I'm not kidding you. Okay. So let's dive into some few calculations. Right now, the biggest jumbo size, that's the extra large. I sold some, in fact, I've not even supplied, I'm supplying it tomorrow. I sold some just on Friday. And one currently, that extra large is around 2,900 to 3,000 naira for one. 2,000, the minimum you will see it is 2,900. Okay, 2,900 to 3,000 naira for one extra large. Okay, and then it ranges between 2003, 2004, 2005. That's for the jumbo. But the extra jumbo, the minimum you see it is 2,900 naira. That's here in Nigeria. But if you're expecting that extra jumbo abroad, you're selling it for around $5 to $6 for one. All right, $5 to $6 for one. Please do the maths and tell me how much you'll be selling that one extra jumbo snail if you are exporting abroad. Let's use the minimum amount, which is $5. How much is a dollar right now? What's the exchange rate? $1 is what? What is $1 to a naira right now? Okay, okay, 1516. Is that black market or CBN rate? 1,612 naira. This person is quite current and detailed. 1,750. Is that the black market or CBN rate. Okay, I'm seeing seven. What's this one? 7,500. Okay, for the $5, right? That's going by 1.5. Yeah, if you're going by 1.5, but I'm getting 1.6, 1.650, 1.612. So we're using 1.6 for this case study. So 1,600 times 5. That's 8,000 naira. CBN rate 1,550. Okay, we'll go with CBN rate then. 1,550 times 5. That's 7,750 naira. All right. So imagine you're selling one snail, one. And mind you, you're not the one responsible for the transportation. No, you're not. You're not. The owner is the one transporting it. So imagine how much you'll be making if you start selling, if you start exporting your snails abroad. You see where I see what I said by opportunities. Are you seeing it? And you that is starting your farm, you're not buying extra large. Oh. No, you're starting from point of lay, which the maximum you're buying it is 1,000 naira for one. That's maximum. All right. Now, but there's one major problem, which is the soil. Right. We've had a lot of problem with this soil that I cannot even begin to mention all. Those who have been into snail farming and have encountered the issues with the soil will let you know. Me as a snail farmer, because of experience, I still farm the soil own and the soilless own. But I would recommend the soilless any day, anytime. All right. But that soil is no longer an issue because of the soilless method. Okay, and this soilless method helps you to farm your snails better and overall helps you to make better profit. All right, because the moment your snails stop dying at a large rate, but like I said, no matter how good you are, your snails will still die to a certain extent. All right, but imagine if you don't even know what to do, or you still have some issues with the soil, that means the mortality rate will triple or even more, as the case may be. All right. So now, what exactly is the difference between this soilless farming and the soil farming? Those who have done farming before know the differences, all right? But then, for the purpose or the benefit of all those who are coming into it for the first time or don't have much idea about it, we're going to mention only but a few, not all. All right. Now, let me introduce you to the soilless snail farming. Now, imagine a snail farm where there is no soil to manage, no high mortality rate. Teresa, please get me water to drink. Sorry about that. There is no soil for you to manage. Like I stated from the beginning, you hear things like the soil is too wet, oh, the soil is too dry, oh, the soil is too this, and all of these that you're mentioning is leading to death of snails. So if your soil is too dry, they will die. If your soil is too wet, they will drown and die. A lot of issues, right? So imagine a situation where you're farming snails and your mortality rate is drastically reduced and you can easily monitor your snails. But you can easily monitor your snails. A farm where you can produce healthy snails, clean snails, make consistent profit, and run your business with minimal effort. That's exactly what the soilless snail farming brings to the table. All right. So for those who are saying, okay, what is the difference between the soil and the soilless snail farming? Now, here is a comparison between the soil and the soilless. In the soil method, you are obligated to change the soil maximum, open it please, every 2 months. Okay, you have to change the soil every 2 months. And for those in cities uh, or some rural areas that are not accessible to good soil, by the way, the best soil for farming is the loamy soil. All right. And then a lot of persons don't have access to this soil. And even when you do, you have to be changing it every 2 months. Some people change it once in every month. Okay. But maximum is 2 months. But for the soilless method, you don't need to change soil because there's no soil at all. In the soil method, it gets contaminated. Okay. The soil can get contaminated, thereby causing several diseases and infections. Excuse me. All right, sorry about that. Yes, the soil can get contaminated and cause a lot of diseases and infections. But in the soilless method, any soil related disease or infections will not be experienced at all. The soil method makes it difficult for you to clean the snail poops. Yes, they poo now after they eat, right? They poo. But because there's a soil, even if you want to sweep, you end up sweeping half of the soil away. But in the soilless method, it is easier for you to clean, which reduces the time that you spend in taking care of your snails. All right. In the soil method, the snails bury their eggs under the soil, but in the soilless method, you can monitor your eggs. Now, when they bury their eggs under the soil, it's actually a good thing, right? It's a good thing. But the disadvantage is that the number of times you water your incubated eggs is different from the number of times you water your snails. So imagine a situation where your snails have laid their eggs and buried it under the soil in their pen. Now you are to water your snail morning and your snail pen morning and evening. But in a place where you incubate your eggs, the maximum you water your incubated eggs is maybe once in every 3 days. So at the end of the day, your eggs will get contaminated because the watering is too much. The sprinkling of water is too much because those eggs were buried in the same pen. All right. But in the soilless method, it is easy for you to spot your eggs and remove them for incubation, right? The soil gets waterlogged when you water it, and then it gets dry when you don't water it as much as either snails drowning when it gets waterlogged or snails dying out of dry out, right? Now, eggs are not easily detected in the soil method. But in the soilless method, as you're opening your pen, you're seeing the eggs. So it makes it easy for you to pick up the eggs and incubate right away. All right. Now, predators usually hide under the soil. Okay. Imagine you keeping a soil in a pen or in a plate. Let's take, for instance, a plate. You keep a soil there and then you keep watering it morning and evening. What will happen? Fungi will get in. All right. But in the soilless method, there's nothing like that. Predators are easily spotted because everywhere is open. Okay. Snails are always dirty and unappealing in the soil method, but in the soilless method, there's nothing like that. Survivability is quite low when it comes to the soil method, especially for beginners, because you are not getting the soil right. And getting the soil right can be hassle most of the times. All right. But in the soilless method, because there is nothing like the soil is too wet, the soil is too dry, the soil is too deep, that because there's nothing like that means survivability is high. Now, soil farming discourages a lot of beginners. I've seen a lot of people jump into snail farming and then the same way they jumped in, they are jumping out again. And they feel it is not as easy as people are saying it. Yes, of course, there's a management process to it. Of course, it's a business, you will take care of it. Okay. But people are thinking it's quite difficult because of the soil that they are not getting right. And getting the soil right solves up to 90% of the issues in snail farming in general. All right. But in the soilless method, there's nothing like that. It makes the work a lot easier for beginners and experts. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you a story. All right. I'm going to tell you a story of how I moved from losing up to 40% or even 50% of my snails down to less than 10% of mortality using the soilless method. Remind me later, I'm going to talk about this. But let's move on to how you can make huge profit. Okay, the huge profit potentials that are in snail farming, especially the soilless snail farming. Now, with soilless farming, you can turn a small space into a very profitable business that is generating you consistent income with your minimal maintenance. All right. If you're ready for us to dive into this lucrative business, because, like this training is around 1 hour or 1 hour, 30 minutes. But for you to get deep into a business that can fetch you minimum of 500,000 naira monthly, of course, you need proper tutoring and mentorship. Okay. You need somebody that you can call whenever there's an issue. Oh, this has happened. Please, what do I do? It is because most persons don't have such persons. That is why they actually jump out of snail farming. If you have somebody you can be calling that will put you through, it makes the whole work easy. Thank you. I love me this class. I love this class a lot. Yes, I love this class. I've not even gotten to the ready part and they are already ready. And I love this. Thank you. Yes, I'm seeing a lot of ready people. Ready, ready. Who is there? Tessie? I love a lot of ready people. Yes, everyone is ready. That's good. That is beautiful. That's amazing. Now, let me give you a step procedure on how you can start your own snail farm and be successful at it, step by step. Number one on the list is for you to get properly trained. Now, let me tell you one simple truth about me. I don't like selling snails to people that are not trained. You know why? They give me too much work. I don't like selling snails to people that are not trained at all, because at the end of the day, I will be the one to pay the price. But if you have proper basic training on snail farming, I'm not just talking about you watched a few videos on YouTube. No, that's just all around the place. You cannot tell me you want to go to school, all right, and get properly grounded, and what you're doing is watching few videos on YouTube. No. For you to be properly trained, you need someone to put you through from beginning to end. All right. So I stopped selling to people who are not properly trained, because they wear me out a lot, because they don't know much. All right. Please help me increase this. They don't know much. All right. So detailed step-by-step process that you need to follow for you to start your snail farming is: number one, you get properly trained by someone who is already succeeding in the business, someone like moi. All right. Then okay. Then number two, you set some money aside for your startup. Of course, you need money to start snail farming. Okay. Every business requires money, so you need money to start your snail farming. All right, that's number two. Number three, you build the appropriate housing systems. Okay, if you want to go for the intensive system, you get the appropriate, because from the training you know how to you know how to construct their housing system. All right. I don't know for other people's training, but my training, I show you detailed videos on how to construct each of the housing systems. All right. So get properly trained, set some money aside for your startup, you build your appropriate housing system based off of the training that you've got. All right. Then you sterilize your mulching materials. You learn about what mulching materials are. Okay. Before you then purchase your breeders. Now, point of lays that you're supposed to start your snail farming with are also called breeders. Okay. You can call them point of lay or breeding stocks or breeders, whichever one is fine. Okay. Then the next one, you purchase the formulated feed, calcium, egg booster, and then the ant and insect repellent. You remember I mentioned all of this. Okay. Then you're ready to start. Okay. When you meet up these criteria, beginning from getting properly trained, number one, you set some money aside, number two, build your housing system, number three, sterilizing of the mulching materials, number four, you purchase your breeders, number five, and then you purchase formulated feed, calcium, egg booster, and ant and insect repellent, number six. Then you know that you are ready for the business when you follow these steps. Please don't miss it. Don't miss it. In fact, to show that you are not missing it or you will not miss it, please outline the six methods I just talked about, the six procedures that I just talked about. If you can get even three, I'll be okay with it. Okay. Each person should be able to get at least three. Okay. Each person should be able to get at least three. And if you're ready to start making money from your backyard, like turn your backyard to a money making machine through Soilless still farming, please type yes in the comment section. And while you're typing yes, please mention the different stages I just talked about. Beginning from number one is what? In fact, instead of mentioning all of them, tell me number one and number four. Okay, number one. What's number one and what's number four? Let me know that you're following. Number one, this. Number four, this. Okay, number one, getting proper training by someone who is already succeeding in the fact. Bam, you got it. You got it. Number two, get money, set some money aside. All right. Yeah. So what's number four, please? What is number four? While you're writing your number four, let me introduce you to the Medtech Soilless Snail Farming Program. Yay! Okay, proper training, set some money aside, build the housing system. Yeah. Sterilize the mulching materials. Okay. Then breeders. Somebody say mulching breeders. It's not mulching breeders, it's mulching materials. Mulching materials. Breeders are the snails. Okay, you don't sterilize snails. No. Okay, so introducing the MedTest Soilless Snail Farming Program. Round of applause. Yes, mulching materials. Yes. All right. Now, I'm introducing soilless snail farming to you. I've given you the basics, right? Which is what we've just done in the past 1 hour. We've been here for over 1 hour, right? Now, you need, like I said, detailed and proper training on soilless snail farming before you start. Okay, so I have put and packed up a program for up to 14 days for you. Yes, it's not a joke play about. This is something that will fetch you good money. So you invest your time and your money into it. All right. So 14 days of training, and this is all you're going to be learning from this 14. In module one, we're going to be talking foundations of soilless snail farming. That's what is soilless snail farming, the benefits of soilless snail farming, advantages of soilless snail farming, the disadvantages of soilless snail farming, how to start a soilless snail farming business on a budget, understanding the different types of snail housing. All right, this one now is an in-depth training, not just one. In fact, it is 1 hour per day for 14 days. All right, how to set up a farm with plastic drums and buckets for small spaces, right? How to take good care of your snails, recommended feed and drink items for your snails, proper feeding techniques for growth and shell strength. Your snails, their shell need to be strengthened because the shell actually has to expand for your snail meat to also expand. Okay, the shell is what is housing the snail, right? And the snail can only grow to the proportion of the growth of the shell. So if your snail shell is not expanding, the snail meat will not expand either. Okay, now proper feeding techniques that you need for this shell to expand and also stay strong, because if your snail shells are not expanding, the snail growth will be stunted. I will also teach you how to build a box for soilless snail farming. All right, I will teach you how to control pests and predators using our organically made ant and insect repellent, and also how you can use condemned oil and kerosene for that. Okay, and so somebody said I should take it easy. Okay, am I too fast? All right, I'll bring it down a little. All right, now in I've talked about model one and model two. Now the three, we're going to be talking about where and how you can obtain the right species for your farm. Where are you? When you want to buy your snails, you don't just call me and say, "Ma, please send me your account details. I want to pay for snails." No, I will ask you a few questions. First of all, where is your location so that I will know the right species that you're going for? All right, you don't just buy any species and start. Depending on your location, I will tell you which one to go for. Where and how you can obtain the right species. Okay, how to incubate your snail eggs that you will get up to 90% hatchability. I'll show you about 3 different methods that you can incubate your eggs. Okay, excuse me. How you can care for your baby snails. Baby snails are quite fragile, so it is not the same way you care for your adult snails that you will care for your baby snails. They have a different special way of being taken care of so that you can promote growth. All right, I will also tell you why your snails stop growing and how you can improve their egg production. Sometimes nothing will happen, snails will just stop growing, sorry, laying eggs for one reason or the other. All right, I will tell you the reasons and then tell you how to avert those reasons, or even when they happen, how to revert it back. Okay, another thing you're going to be learning, this is now the module 4. We're going to be learning how to extract your snail slime for commercial purpose for the cosmetic industry. All right, sales strategies and marketing your products for maximum profit. That's, you don't just sell anyhow. All right, you sell now, because I have told you now that currently the extra large, we're selling it for 3,000, right? 3,000, between 2,900 to 3,000 naira, right? Now, by the time your own snails are getting up to that stage, it might be more than that. So if you're still selling around 3,000, that means you're short changing yourself. So I will be here to tell you how to be selling it, how much, so that you don't sell too high and you don't sell too low. All right. And all of these benefits are inside this training. Okay. Now, secrets for long-term soilless snail farming management. All of these are in. But that's not all. I have some bonuses for you guys. Plenty, plenty bonus actually. I have about, I think about three bonus. All right. Yes, about three different bonus. You get to ask me questions, all right? First of all, you get to ask me questions after the training. I told you the training will be for 14 days. After the 14 days, you have another 3 months that you have access to me to ask me any question concerning your snail farm. Okay? For 3 whole months. Okay? Now, here is what you need to expect for these 3 months of support. Okay? Now, before we even go into that, I would like to talk a little about those who have gone into or gone through my training and what they have to say. Mind you, I have trained well over 1,700. In fact, it's even more safe. It's more because I have about three different groups right now. You know, WhatsApp carries just 1,025 persons in a group. Okay, my group one is filled up. My group two is around 600 and something persons, but I had to stop putting people into that group because I wanted to start a new month with new persons. So my group three is actually around 500 persons. Yeah. So all put together is over 2,000. Is over 2,000 persons. So I cannot bring up all testimonies from all 2,000 persons. We'll stay here till tomorrow. So this is just a few of them. And this one says, Madam Mary is the best lecturer I have ever met. If all lecturers are like her, when it comes to teaching, I think 90% of students will not involve themselves in exam malpractice. You see how it was easy for you to respond back when I ask questions because I break it down. In fact, in the 14 days training is even simpler. Okay, and I make the training process a lot easier because I know that over 90% of the people that come into training are already involved in one business or one job or the other. So I make it easy for you to have access to the training materials at any time, even after the training. Okay. Won't be able to read all of it, so I will just pick a few. Okay, this one says, good morning. I am one of your students from Edo State, Benin City. I can say that one of the good things that happened to me this year is by coming in contact with you. Um, I have come across teachers, but you're different. You're too much. The way you explained everything to us, even a layman can understand. You poured out every of your knowledge, which is true, about snail farming to us without reserving any, not minding the little amount we paid. People like you is what we need in our schools. Somebody, people have really been telling me to to become a lecturer. Well, thank you very much for your good reviews. This one says your teachings are 100%, and I've learned a lot this while. May God continue to increase you in strength and wisdom. Amen. My trench is under construction. Any Anyway, looking forward to purchasing my point of lace. God bless you, ma. God bless you too. God bless you too. Okay, like I said, we won't be able to take all of them. Okay, this one is from Engineer Olabisi. Engineer Olabisi. Okay, let's take this one from Engineer Daniel. Right. Engineer Daniel says, good afternoon, house, and greetings to our amiable leader, Mrs. Mary. I must commend your personality that you are supposed to be a chief lecturer in one of the federal universities, seeing your system of teaching and your leadership skills in one of is one of a kind. Oh, thank you very much. After my research, I found out that everything you taught us was correct. Wow, which means after I trained him, he went back to do research. He's a good student. Okay, everything you taught us was correct and up to date. Okay, as as far as snail farming is concerned. Wow. Okay, all the YouTube videos and Google research are only a repetition of what your 1 week training program taught. Okay, as at then I was doing it for 1 week, now it's even 2 weeks. All right, I want to say a big thank you to you, Ma Mary, for your patience, understanding, and lot more. We love you. If I'm to rate you, you're worth 95%. Wow, that's great. That's great. Okay, for time and the lack of it, we won't be able to take everything. All right, but As you can see, these are just a few of my students that have gone through this my training, and this is what they have to say. Don't worry, you will have better testimonies when you go through my training. I trust myself. I promise you, you have better results and better things to say when you go through this training. All right, now the second bonus is this: you learn how to formulate your own feed. Yes, majority of persons still like to buy feeds because of the hassle that comes into formulation of feed. All right, I understand. Now you get a business template. Okay, if you want to start big or you want to start small, I have two different business templates. I think three different business templates. You get suppliers contacts. Okay, so that you can buy your breeding stock. Okay, success template. First of all, are you even seeing the value that you're getting if you're going for this 14 days training? Please, if you can see the value, kindly type value. I need to know that you're seeing what I'm saying. Are you seeing the value? It's 14 days, oh, 14 days. And all of this is packed into that 14 days. All right. Bonus number three, market updates, which is what I told you about. Yes, a lot of exactly value. Yes, market update. How much are you selling your snails right now? What should you sell? Where should you sell? Market update. Okay, that is bonus number three. And then bonus number four, live sessions. Now, out of the 14 days, we're having 12 days for the training and then 2 days for live sessions where we sit like this. That one, we're doing it in a closed group where you can talk back, not just type. Okay, you can talk, I'll hear you ask your questions, and then we move on. All right, we have 2 days of live session. Okay, then bonus number three, the number five, I'll help you source good and quality snails that are perfect for you to start with. Okay, so your best bet is to let me know when you want to start. I'll source the best for you so that you don't go and buy the one that will start giving you issues later. Okay, now, moment of truth. Please, with your church mind, tell me how much you think this training is worth. 14 days of training, which is the 12 days of training and then 2 days live session with all the bonuses and the training curriculum that I've outlined. What do you think is the value of this training? I broke it down. All right, the core training is valued at 150,000 naira. The two live sessions are valued at 100,000 naira because for consultation, I charge nothing less than 50,000 for consultation, and it's not even up to 1 hour. All right. So imagine giving 2 hours for each day, and we have 2 days of live session. That means it's even over this 200,000 naira. Now, resource bundle that I just mentioned is also valued at 100,000. The network expert is also valued at 100,000. The implementation support is valued at 50,000 naira. So everything put together is valued at 500,000. Tell me in the comment section what you think this program is worth. What do you think? How much do you think this program is worth? I'm waiting for your responses. Yes, value, value. It's like this person is just joining us. Is writing proper training. Mr. Frederick. Well, thank God at least you meet up with the training. Okay, so what do you think this training is worth? I'm waiting for your comments. Waiting for your comments. Those who are having issues with their network, please somebody say 50,000. Okay, that's beautiful. I'm waiting for others, please. Okay, somebody say 50,000, 35,000, 30,000. Okay, 250,000, 50,000. Well, you all are correct. Actually, somebody say 20,000. You all are. Somebody say 15,000. 14 days. So that's 1,000 per day. That's funny. 400, 100. Yeah. Somebody say thank you. People are just so funny. Okay. Oh. Okay. Well, don't be worried. Okay, don't be perturbed, don't disturb yourself. You are not actually paying the value, which is that 500,000 naira. Okay, you're not paying that value. Now, this whole bundle, all of this that is inside this training, first of all, it gives you peace of mind for your finances. Okay, imagine just checking your account and you're seeing payments that are coming in consistent, because that's what happens when you start snail farming. Okay, that's what's happening to me. Most persons even pay before they chat me up and tell me that okay, I have made payment. Okay, that's because majority of them have gone through my training and they have my account details. Now, most persons forget that if you come into snail farming, all right, and you stay into snail farming for at least 5, 6, 7 years, you are also eligible by virtue of your success, your experiences. You're eligible to start teaching others. So you become like me. All right. So imagine turning your backyard into a wealth generating asset. Your backyard will not just be sitting fallow, grasses will just be growing and you'll be clearing it every week. No, you turn it into uh, a money making machine. Somebody is telling me 14K. Okay, now this training is also going to help you start, you become an employer of labor, all right, by virtue of your business. Because even if you're starting small, your snail farm will grow to an extent where you start employing other people, which means instead of you complaining, or for those who don't have a job yet, instead of you complaining that there's no job in the country, at the end of the day you have started creating jobs for people at your own level. Okay, you might not be creating jobs for thousands of people or hundreds of people, but from the one person you're starting with, you are now an employer of labor. All right, at the end of the day you see yourself start mentoring others. Okay, so with based on all what you have said, now to join this Soilless training, you are only paying 50,000 naira. Yes, it's not 500K, it's not 300, it's not even 100,000. You're paying 50,000 naira for this training. But hold on, hold the thoughts, okay? Hold it. I'm offering a launch offer. Okay, and that launch offer is for those that have stayed till this moment. What's the time now? This is 8:30. We started by 7. Okay, that means you have been here for up to 1 hour 30 minutes. So for staying this long, I'm giving you a launch offer. So instead of paying that 50,000 naira, I'm giving you a launch offer, and I also call those launch offer a fast action taking offer. All right, those who are fast action takers. Okay, so this special discount, instead of 50,000, you're paying 30,000 naira. Okay, that means 20,000 naira whooping discount. And this offer expires immediately this webinar ends. Immediately this webinar ends, the offer is ending as well. Okay, that is why it's called a launch offer. All right, meaning you're saving 20,000 naira. Instead of 50, you're paying just 30. Okay, and this is the account to make payment into. It's a UBA account, and it's my name. You remember that my long name now, Igbanibo Mary Magdalene Krazia. Yes, it's my name. And then the account details, the account number is 230 555 1225. I'm going to type it in the comment section and drop as well. Okay, 230 555 1225. And those in the WhatsApp, the admins in that WhatsApp group will also type and send as we are talking. Okay, so that those who are doing the who are getting the launch offer will start making payments. And the moment you make your payment, please post it either in the group, or you're posting it either in the group, or you're sending it to our official number. And their official number is 080 255 39238. Okay, the number again is 080 255 39238. Okay, so let me type in 230 555. I'm going to type it in this comment section. 1225. Then the name is Igbanipo Mary Magdalene Roazia. That's my plenty names. And the fee is 30,000 naira launch offer. 30K launch offer. Okay, let me post it and then I'll pin it. I'll pin it so that everyone can see. Okay, it's pinned. So it's at the top of the comment section for you to see it easily. All right, it's at the top of the comment section. All right, so let's go back to our slide. Hi, my love. Okay, wanna come a little? Just a little. Okay. 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 He's looking at me. All right. So launch offer, fast action takers. You can make your payment and then send your proof of payment to the group. Okay. For those who are in the group. And if you're not in the group, you send it to our official number 080 255 39238. 080 255 39238. This is one of the daughters. Our youngest snail farmer in the house. All right. So some persons might be asking, what if I don't have the money to pay right now? Of course, you didn't prepare for this or you didn't plan for this. What? So I also have an offer for those that would like to pay right after the training. Okay, I have an offer for you as well. So instead of paying the 50,000 after the launch offer, those who are paying after this webinar or for the next 48 hours, instead of paying 50,000, you're paying 35,000. All right, for the next 3 days. If you're paying between now and the next 3 days, you're paying 35,000 naira instead of the 50,000. Okay, so we have three options now. Same account, all right? We have three options now. One is you pay 30,000 naira right now before the webinar ends, or number two, you pay 35,000 between now and 3 days. Okay, number three, you pay 50,000 after the expiration of the 3 days. So please don't go. Yeah, don't go. Come and take this girl. Bring something for me to clean on this. Mm. Don't drag me. Hi, say hi. Sorry, madam. Say hi. Hi. No, thank you. Say hi. Okay, so which do you want? Those who are making payment, please don't forget to send in your proof of payment to the group or to the official number I just called. Let me call the number again: 080 255 39238. 080 255 39238. Okay, that's the official number. All right. Sorry, my dear. Sorry. 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 Okay. So while you're making your payment and posting your payments, now this is the moment. Okay. Most of you have waited for something like this. You want to start snail farming, but you don't know where to start from. You don't even know who to meet. Please take. Yeah, take it. Hi. Okay, snail farmer. I'll see you later. Most persons have been looking for somebody to teach them how to do this snail farming. Well, you have your opportunity now. All right, like I said, this is the moment. You don't want to allow this opportunity to pass you by. What are the things you're going to be getting? One, you start a profitable business with minimal investment. All right, You learn from someone who's already succeeding in the business. You get to join a community of successful farmers. Now, after the training, I have a program called MFF. All right. Now, that MFF, that's where I get to mentor you even after the 3 months. Okay. You know, this training comes with 3 months of mentorship. But after the 3 months, it is those, my MFF people, they are the ones I call the inner carcass. Okay. If you're joining the MFF, that is where you get to benefit from more mentorship, further mentorship from me. And also, that is where I get to sell your snails for you at the end of the day. But like I said, I sell mostly at point of lay stage. Okay. Now, please go ahead. Don't waste another time. Don't allow this opportunity to pass you by. Make your payment and join the Soilless Snail Farming community. That's the winning gang. And we can all build this wealth together. Okay? So go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Let me just put the account details on the screen. Um, Somebody's asking how much. It's on the screen. The amount, the amount for now, this while this webinar is on, so long as this webinar is on, you're paying 30,000 naira. Please, those who have made payments, don't forget to post in the group or to our official number. Okay? Don't forget to post it because that's how I will confirm your payment and then add you to the training group. So this is the payment details. Making your payment, please. I'm ready for your questions. Ready for your question. Whatever questions you have about snow farming, bring it. Bring it on. Send in your questions. Send in your questions. Okay. This one is not a question, but it's a suggestion. Somebody is saying, Madam, can you please conserve the 14 days to 5 or 7 days? 14 days is too long. Rather than 1 hour per day, make it 2 hours per day. Well, the truth of the matter is the training, when you start this training, the training materials will be available to you. Okay. So you go at your own pace. Now, while you are suggesting 2 hours, some other persons are saying 30 minutes. All right. So in order to meet up with everyone's demand, the materials are available to you. So you go at your own pace. You can decide that you want to do 2 days training in one day. Okay, but I will advise to go 1 hour per day so that you can assimilate everything, so that you can get, and this is not a training that you just go through once and for all. You have to be going back to these training materials every now and then, so you don't have to be in a hurry. No need to be in a hurry. Somebody is asking WhatsApp number. The same number is the WhatsApp number 080-255-39238. That's our WhatsApp number. And if you're not in any of the groups, this WhatsApp number is where you will send the payment proof to. Okay, you're sending it on WhatsApp, not text message. Okay. Um, okay, somebody say, can we see a picture of your farm? Of course, of course. I don't think I have pictures on this system, but I have them on my phone. Let's see if I can share. You can also visit my farm in Port Harcourt, right? It's at Ruma Hollow. I hope I'm pronouncing it well. One minute, please. Excuse me. Hello, Daddy. I training me. My wife is saying me. Oh, okay. Babe. Okay, let me look for a video of my farm. Who's there? Please let me call my dad. Tell him I'll call him back right after the training. Yes, please. Okay. So, let me see. Okay, so this is me with my big hat entering my greenhouse. I have a greenhouse. I have concrete pens. I have hot boxes. I have a drum. Okay, I practice all. I hope you guys can see. This is when I just built my greenhouse. I'll post some pictures in the group rather. Okay, I think that would be better. Uh, yes, I'll post some pictures in the group. It will be a lot easier. You'll see it a lot better. In fact, during the trainings from my farm, I will do the training. Okay, I'll be doing the training from the farm, so you're seeing the farm physically. Okay, uh, look at me attending to my snails. Yeah, that one is in the hutch box. Hope most persons can see it. Okay, so somebody is asking, what's the training time? It's 8 p.m. per day. Okay, somebody say, has your snail farm been ensued against high mortality? What happened? Sorry. Okay, okay, okay. Oh, where is the question I was reading? Okay, let me just continue from what I can see. Okay, snail mortality rate. I don't know if you're asking what is a snail. If you're asking what snail mortality rate is, the normal rate that is factored in is around 20 to 30%. Okay, but that 20 to 30% is the natural death rate, natural mortality rate, not the one that happens out of negligence or ignorance. No. If you calculate that one, then it will go far beyond that. Okay. Can half plot of land be enough for commercial rate? Of course. Yes, to be enough. Please, I joined late. Can today's lecture be posted on the WhatsApp group? Possibly. Possibly. I'm not certain about that, but it's a possibility. Where is your farm? As part of entrepreneurship, I can liaise with someone that can sponsor much people for the training. Well, my farm is at Ruma Hollow. Okay, my office is at Rumudumaya. My farm is at Ruma Hollow here in Port Harcourt. Those of you that know River State that much, it's very close to Rumokoro. Okay, you can call me or send me a message directly so liaise to us that. Somebody said I just paid. Yes, post it. Post it in the group. Okay, or you send it to the official number. The moment I'm done with the class, I'll confirm all the payments. Will there be a replay? Yes, there will be. There will be a replay. How long does it take? Oh, I've missed some. Sorry, let me use this one to be able to see the questions very well. Because a lot of questions are coming in, I'm missing some. So let's just come in. I don't know.
I don't think that. Yeah.
Any what?
Yeah, call that.
Okay. Mm, Okay, just hold on. Your official number again: 080 255 39238. 080 255 39238. Okay, so let me see if I can respond to all the questions. Okay, I've answered. Where's your location? Sterilizing. You learn about that during the training. Okay, you see a video tutorial of how you can sterilize the mulching materials. Okay. Uh, Somebody say we be student too. Of course, you are a student. Of course. Will there be a replay? Yes. Okay, I think I've answered this one already. Attend to her now. Okay. Sorry, my love. Sorry. Oh yeah, now he's ready. Go and meet him. Sorry, baby. Go and meet him. Go and meet him. Oh yeah, come and take. Want to take glasses? Come and take. Don't let her break it, please. Okay. Okay, I've answered. Can half plot be enough? Yes, it's a yes. Somebody say fund returned. Trying again. Okay, it might be. Okay, what is the estimated cost setup for a snail farm? Depends on your scale. Okay, there's a small scale, medium scale, large scale. So depending, now there are different factors that will determine the amount you're going. Basically, it should be based on your budget. Okay, there is no too big of an amount. No, you can start with up to even 10 million naira. Okay, we have had snail farms where we set concrete pens of 4,000 capacity into tents. That's 40,000 capacity, which cost up to I think 40 million. Yeah, more than safe. Yeah, more than. So it depends on your capacity. There is no what's the minimum amount. No, there is no minimum amount, and there's no maximum amount. Okay. The questions keep coming back again. How long does it take to grow a snail to maturity? Now, maturity is relative. Okay, why do I say that? Maturity, point of lays are mature. Okay, they are mature enough to start laying eggs, but they are not physiologically big. Okay, table sizes are mature. They are a little bit bigger than the point of lay. Come, yeah, come. Sorry. Jumbos are mature. Extra jumbos are mature. So it depends on what maturity you're talking about. Let's say we're talking about jumbo size. Your jumbo size snails will take about 18 months, which is 1 year, 6 months for juveniles to get to that point. Rather, from growers to get to sorry, from growers to get to that point for jumbo size snail, minimum 1 year, 6 months. That's 18 months. Okay. Next question. Okay, someone is asking for the phone number again: 080 255 39238. Please, 14 days is okay. Okay. You see, some persons say it's too long, some say it's okay. So we just keep it there, and the materials will be there so that you go at your own pace. Okay, depending on your. Sorry. Teresa, Tessie, Teresa. Wait, Tessie will come and carry you. Yeah? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Okay. What? What of? Please come and take it. Sorry, guys. Yeah, sorry, sorry. She needs to. Somebody is crashing. Sorry, my. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry. I'll soon round up. Okay. Our youngest snail farmer needs my attention now. Okay, somebody say, what of if I want the training in your farm? Physical. I have a physical training coming up by either end of this month or next month. So you can participate. Just reach out to me through that number and my secretary will respond to you and tell you the modalities to follow. Okay. I am really seeking the opportunity if eight can be sponsored for this training. Eight what? Is it 8 persons? You can reach out to me, okay? Send a message to me. I might not be able to respond immediately because of the confirmation of payments that I'll be doing today, or I can as well, depending. Okay, somebody say, can plot of land be enough for 4,000 capacity? Yes, it's enough. One plot of land. That's 50 by 100, right? Or is it 100 by 100? Because different locations for different calculation of the feet in a plot. 50 by 100 is still enough. 100 by 100 is more than enough. Will those who paid and don't know how to share receipt be known? If you don't know how to share your receipt, you tell me the name on your account. Let's take for instance, you made payment from your account and your name is Mary. You tell me, okay, your name is Mary Gbanebo because there are plenty Marys, right? So you tell me I have made payment and my name is Mary Igbanebo. I paid at so time. So you give me your name, give me the time you made payment, and I'll be able to track your payments. Can I have physical training in your farm? Yes, yes, you can. Please send me a message on that number. The number I called 080 255 39238. Can you student? That is what I do. Setting up of snail farm for my students is what I do. Yes, I teach you detailed trainings, but especially for the concrete pens, I'm the one that set it up because it's quite dicey. And concrete pen construction is not even part of this training. It has its own training separately. Okay. So some persons might say they want to learn how to do it. Some might say just come and set it up. Whichever one you choose, I'm open for it. Okay. Excuse me. The official number again is 080 255 39238. Like I said, this launch offer lasts only till the end of this webinar. As we're ending this webinar, the launch offer is over. So if you're paying any moment after this webinar, you're paying 35,000. Somebody said, I guess there should be practical class videos. Of course, the trainings are all in videos, especially for the constructions. How much does it cost to begin snail farming after training? I think I've already explained this. Please, where is the group number? Oh, I just called the number now. When is the lecture starting? Lecture is starting on the 17th of this month. Can we get ebook on the training? No, there's no ebook for this training. There's no ebook for this training. I'm actually working on my ebook now. Okay, and the ebook will contain everything so that even if you don't go through these training materials, you can just buy the ebook and then have everything. But it's also good for you to watch these videos. In fact, not also, it's better. There should be minimum amount if you are talking of millions.